Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8:02 a.m. You're listening to and watching Good Morning, Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. It's Wednesday, the 2nd of August, a brand new month. We're halfway through the week. Your Friday is approaching very, very fast. A lot of things to go through today. We have the list of First Friday stuff going on. There's also something cool coming up called Citizen Beige. Gonna shout out Aurora Public Art today and my friend Jen from the Aurora Public Art Group. But in addition to all of that, we have a great episode and interview for you guys this morning. Our guest, returning for his third time, is our dear friend Aaron Hawkins. How are you today, brother?
Doing good. How are you doing this morning?
I'm all right, man. I'm doing pretty well today. The sun is shining, and actually we have the weather for you as well coming up. Brett, how you feeling?
I'm doing good.
All right, boys. So we're here, and we'll be talking about a number of things today. We'll be talking about film and filmmaking. We'll be talking about actors, casting, and the like. We'll definitely detail Evil Lurks, some of your new projects as well, and doing a rehash of who you are and how you came to be and what's happening. Are you ready for that?
Oh, boy. Yes, let's do this.
Before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, on your screen is the weather. So today's high will be 87 degrees, nighttime high 69 degrees. Tomorrow will be 87 degrees and a nighttime high of 70 degrees as well. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, man, I love this show because they give me the weather. See, you don't have to even, you know what? Right. We can have our own weather. You don't got to watch ABC 7 News. I mean, if you do, it's cool. I still watch it from time to time. But you watch Aurora weather here, local. So there it is for you on the screen. 87 degrees on Friday, 85 degrees Saturday, and 84 degrees and rainy on Sunday. Time is 8:04 a.m. So the last time you and I saw each other, we were at our other studio. And we had a great interview that day. And that was when Evil Lurks was in its debuting. The debut was coming up. Wasn't it the 17th, I believe, of August? Was it not?
We had our premiere July 17th.
July 17th.
Last year, yes, at Charlestown 18th Theater in St. Charles, Illinois. So
yeah.
It was good times, man.
Awesome. Yeah. How have things been since Evil Lurks? How has the movie performed?
I think the movie's been performing really, really well. It's popular in Europe and for some reason in India, which I have yet to figure out, but that's fine. It's been seen in over 84 countries worldwide.
Okay.
So it's getting out there. It's on multiple platforms right now, and we're still doing the onboarding process on different platforms, like the same platform that Terrifier 2 is on. It's going to that platform online.
What is that? What's the name of the platform?
It was called Cinedigm. Now it's called Cineverse.
Okay.
Cineverse. They just changed their name from Cinedigm to Cineverse. So that's where it's going to end up eventually. Just takes a lot of time.
Okay. Lift the head of your microphone up like 2 millimeters. 1, 2. Like 1 more millimeter. 1 more millimeter. Good. Yeah. Now turn him all the There you go.
Okay.
Now get like me. See like me? Yeah.
God, I feel like my grandma driving me.
Eat your peas. Eat your vegetables. Anyway, well, that's good. That's good. So congratulations. Now, for those who have not yet seen Evil Lurks, what's it about? And how many people die in it?
Well, I'm not gonna say how many.
Yeah, don't tell us that.
Die because that'd be a spoiler alert.
Right.
It is basically about this unscrupulous hypnotherapist that takes advantage of his client, attacks her, gets her pregnant, and passes on the evil entity from him onto the unborn child. And the unborn child, is born and is adopted by the female's, psychiatrist, if you will.
Okay.
And all insanity, I'm not going to swear, but all insanity breaks loose, and,
right.
People die.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not a horror film without people dying. There are a couple triggers in the movie, that sort of thing. It is a quick-paced editing, cutting in and out kind of thing, so people with, like, epilepsy or unsure about that kind of thing would probably be cautioned to watch it, because it is just a trippy art house psychological horror film. So,
right. Good to know. Good to know.
It's good to know. Good to know.
I've been interested. So when we've talked, you and I have always also mentioned some of the elements too that make for good thrills and a good horror show and a good movie. What does Evil Lurks? What does Evil Lurks have that other films, especially indie films, don't have?
Oh man. Well, I mean, I can't say it doesn't have an original score, original music, because it does. It really, really does. We didn't use any music from, let's say, Frank Sinatra or anybody like that, because copyright, and I just don't believe in taking someone else's music and reusing it. So we had everything custom made.
Okay.
We had a song custom sung by one of the artists from the movie Munger Road. I don't know if you remember that movie back in the day. It was filmed in St. Charles.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Munger Road?
Munger Road, yeah.
Okay.
There's an actual road out there in St. Charles, Bartlett area. It's called Munger Road, and it's based on, I think, a true story.
Really?
It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so my memory's not the greatest on that, but we actually had him sing a song, and the song was based on my favorite song, Hurt, from Johnny Cash, but that originated from 9 Inch Nails, so we used the Johnny Cash version and basically took that feeling and essence and wrote a song custom for that. And if you watch the movie, it's in the scene where the detective that's missing a finger is drinking his vodka on the rocks. So it's in that scene right there. And it plays, I think it plays like a couple more times, either at the end credits and other places in the movie, like the audio, just the audio, not the singing version. So yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Curtis, don't die on air. What the?
No.
That would have been terrible.
Do that at 9:02.
9:02. Brett will still be here. He'll carry me. Brett doing the show tomorrow.
Oh,
the trunk space.
Like what happened to Curtis? It's Brett's show now.
Yep.
So where did the idea and the concept for Evil Lurks come about, though? The twisted mind of Aaron Hawkins.
Well, you already hit it right there for my twisted mind, of course. But I could this. Oh God, please forgive me for throwing my exes under the bus on this one. But I can really believe that it came from my previous relationships, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Because all the heartache and pain I went through with that, I just harnessed that and just, put it in a kettle of soup, stirred it up, and there you go. There's Evil Lurks.
Okay.
That kind of thing. So.
And how long did it take to create and produce the film?
Oh my gosh. Let me see. I started writing it as a short film in 2017, and then I was like, you know what? I want to make it bigger, because short films have their place in film, but for me, I like to go big or go home, as you already know, because I'm a veteran, so I love going big. And so I got a job at a company that we produce public service announcements for radio and TV. So I met a gentleman there by the name of Chris Shern, and he saw my poster and he became intrigued. I'm like, dude, let's just create this into a feature film. And the rewrite process began. I already had the logo and all that stuff designed, and just went from there in 2018. In 2019, May 2019, we started filming, and just before the holidays in December, we wrapped filming because, as you know, what happened in 2020, the world ended.
Right.
So then we just took our time editing and getting stuff as perfect as we can, because I really believe that you shouldn't put out an inferior product, especially if your name is on it and you're representing all these other great actors and actresses and crew members, and you're also representing where you filmed at. Like, I filmed in Waukegan, Batavia. I think we may even film some pieces in Aurora as well. So you're representing all of them, so you got to put out a good product. And if you don't, you might as well not even put it out, because with film, yes, it's good to have the awesome visuals, but without clean and awesome audio, what's the point?
Right.
Because you really, really need that. Because think about it. If there's a jump scare in a movie, what causes you to jump? It's not the actions of the actors. It's the sound and the actions combined. Because if you were to watch the movie silent without that jump scare kind of music to hit you in the chest, you're never going to have that feeling.
Right.
So I watch a lot of horror movies, and I have pretty much dubbed myself desensitized to horror, because nothing scares me anymore as I hit my mouth on the mic. Thank you very much, microphone. So
it's part of you.
Yeah, no, I'm a little quirky, but that's fine. But yeah, I mean, so in that respect, I consider myself desensitized. I started watching horror films, gosh, when I was a kid, back when Poltergeist was out. And,
that was a good movie.
Oh yeah, that
was a really good movie.
Yep.
Poltergeist was scary.
Yeah, that freaked me out when I was a kid. So, and it just built up my tolerance to horror movie, or resistance, if you will, or whatever. And still to this, the only movie that really, really disturbs me is The Exorcist, because it gets in my mind. It's a cerebral kind of movie for me. So, and the last time I watched it, gosh, this was many years ago, I was running around turning on all lights in the house, like, what's going on? It affected me that much. So
yeah, I've had those intensely terrifying moments with movies, and I think that's the lasting impression that you always have, or at least most people have. Like, when you are scared or something, you want it to be as bright as possible, or you don't want to be alone. Dark and alone are the two things that you don't want to be after a really good horror movie. If you're still smiling and you're unscared, that movie's probably really whack. So you gotta. It's like a roller coaster, right? You go there. Who wants to just no?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's either whack or you're like me, desensitized to it. I mean,
right?
Because there's that such a thing as desensitization to things. So that's for sure.
Good morning to all of you great people. Daniel Calderon is here. Good morning to you. Jen Mendoza. Good morning, GMA fan. Right back at you. Good morning, Gams fam. Right back at you. Josie Mendoza. Geller Luz. Elena Brambilla Guerrero. Good morning to you as well. Now, here's the thing about some of those names that we just called out in the chat. I saw some of y'all at National Night Out last night. Yes, we did. Remember, we were hanging out. We were hanging out on... I don't know what street it was, but we were in front of the church right around the corner from Waldo. We were hanging out. You know that, right, Josie? We had a good time. It was really cool out there, seeing so many of you great people. Also, if you had a chance to visit any of the spots for a National Night Out, I know that you saw some great things and some really good community partners out there as well. Simon Rodriguez gets the shout out today. He is the director of the City of Aurora's Youth Services Manager. He did a really good job, and he does a really good job with many things, including the portable soccer field, which will be at Garfield Park starting next week. So kids, parents, get your soccer play on for free before the kids go back to school. The time is 8:16 a.m. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of those news things I was going to tell you about.
Sure.
Real quick for these people as we do this. So I have some news that's hot off the press, but let me see. Do I have the sound effect for that? Let me see what this button does. Oh, that's not it. That's not it either. Well, we'll just do this. All right. Hey, look, man, we can do what we want to do. Right?
Yep.
That's the problem with life.
That's right.
Not too many people are doing, right? They're not doing what they want to do. They're not having fun with it.
That's right.
We're just trying to have some fun with it, man. Yep. That's all we're doing. Anyway, our dear friends of Aurora Public Art announce a very interesting new exhibit coming to downtown Aurora called Citizen Beige, the artwork of Steve Banks. The opening, reception, and the live band is this Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. The artist talk and catalog release is Saturday, September 16th at 2 p.m. And the exhibition will go from August 4th, which is this Friday, to September 16th. Now, it'll be on the third floor of the Pierce Center, 20 West Downer Place, an exhibition of paintings and sculpture by artist Steve Banks. Admission is free and open to the public. Paintings with relief sculptures, hand-carved. Oh, my God. Hand-carved. Sip it up. Drink. You ain't got no. Oh, your coffee's in the car. You don't got nothing to drink either?
Hey, I drank it all before I got
Well,
here.
I'll sip it up for both.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that again. As you know, you've been on the show 3 times now. We sip it up when we mess up.
That's right.
Hand-carved frames from found wood and freestanding sculpture. Steve Banks communicates through a shared language of comics, fast food, and familiar pop culture imagery. With his signature sense of dry humor and sincerity, he delivers a message around culture and identity within layers of pop iconography. Got that one. Ooh, they jealous.
It almost been a sipped up one there, you know.
No, what? I had my hands all over that. And cultural motifs. According to public art director and curator Jen Burns, she says, quote, "Our community will really enjoy Steve's work. It's accessible and funny, but also holds meaning upon closer examination," close quote. The time is 8:18 a.m. Brett, do me a favor. Give them, that one, please, young man, and give them all the pertinent points. The time is 8:18.
Okay. Richard the Vans Incorporated is now hiring. You must be 21 years of age, valid Illinois driver's license, 3 years with no suspensions or breaks. We pay for training. Our training staff is first rate. $20 for Division 1 van drivers, $22 for school bus drivers, and $15 for paraprofessional bus aides.
Nah, you good.
We offer competitive wages, attendance, safety, employee referral, bonuses, paid holidays, 20-hour minimum guarantee, additional hours available, health benefits offered. Come and meet the staff and fill out an application with us today, Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. 630-898-5542. 630-898-5542, and they're based at 1030 Rural Street in the lovely city of Aurora.
Thank you very much for that news, Brett. The time is 8:21. Cayetano is here, and so is Michael Rayford. Good morning to both of you great gentlemen. Wishing y'all a successful day out there. We wish you a successful day as well. Okay. Now, when we were talking before the mics came on, we were downstairs getting your coffee and everything. You mentioned that Evil Lurks is popular in the UK and India.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, because you're a person who's, your palette is quite diverse with different films, films from different places. You were wondering what it is about Evil Lurks that they like, but I mean, what are some of the things that you like in some of the foreign films? Because I'd like some of the elements that we've talked about. They're kind of universal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, what are some of those? What are some of the things that you like in indie films?
Well, I mean, that's a tough question. It's a pretty broad question too, because I mean, there's so much I like about indie films and movies in general that I really couldn't pinpoint one thing.
Okay.
So, but I will say when you're just mentioning this, it's a TV show, not an independent movie or independent show or anything like that, titled Lupin, that's on Netflix, and it's a French show. And what intrigued me about that is just the acting and the action and that sort of thing. So, like, if a trailer of a movie is intriguing to me and they use the scenes from the trailer in the movie, I'm doubly intrigued, and I'm definitely gonna watch the movie at least once, maybe twice. I mean, there's only a handful of movies that I've only seen. Oh gosh, like one of them, Terrifier 2. I saw in theaters 3 times. I own it on Blu-ray. I've seen it at least a dozen times on Blu-ray. So that tells you the level of engagement and the excitement and the love I have for that project, because it was an independent film, and the director, Damien Leone, is, oh gosh, phenomenal. If you ever seen the movie, you understand what I'm saying, because it is just, I mean, I'm pretty sure your audience has seen it. There's got to be at least one person in the audience that has seen the movie.
What's the name of it?
Terrifier 2.
Terrifier 2. Put that in the chat if you've seen it. Put that in the chat. And while you're at it, put your favorite horror movie in the chat too.
Yeah, exactly. We'll hit on that too. Yeah. I'm friends with George A. Romero, which is George C. Romero's son, and he used to do horror films. Now he owns a restaurant. I don't know if he still does movies on the side, but he was trying to break away from his dad's his umbrella, if you will, of his style of movie and that sort of thing. So
make his own mark.
Yeah, make his own mark.
Kind of distinguish himself.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think he ever. I mean, nothing against him, but I don't think he ever really got out from that shadow, which is fine. I mean, there's other subgenres of horror that you can get into rather than slasher and psychological and that sort of thing. So
right.
You can also mix it, as you know, you can mix horror with thriller and drama. So
comedy,
yes. I mean, Evil Lurks kind of spans all 4 of those. You know, the horror genre, comedy, drama, and thriller. It just spans all 4, and it even goes to art house, and it's a psychological. So it's kind of like a mixing pot, if you will, of just all those elements, and Evil Lurks is born.
Nice. How many films have you made?
Evil Lurks was my first feature film that I made personally. Right. My mentors out in California, i.e. Hollywood, they asked me, why a feature film for your first one? I'm like, why not?
True.
I mean,
swing for the fences, right?
Exactly. Swing for the fences. If you get a triple, cool. If you get a home run, cool. If you get a grand slam, even cooler. I would like to think that I got a home run because this film is doing so well throughout the world. But yeah.
Well, good. How now the Fox Valley area has a lot of open space, a lot of beautiful space, and different places. Do you see, or can you predict, or how do you feel about the Fox Valley area? Our towns and cities becoming more adept at having film. You know, it seems like the iron is potentially hot around here for there to be great media being made. A, what's happening? Why is it taking so long? And B, where can we start doing things at? And what's that process like? I mean, you know, is the infrastructure, in your opinion, set up for that kind of thing to happen in the Fox Valley area? Are there enough studios, enough people?
There's enough people. There definitely is enough people. I don't think the infrastructure is there. Kind of like CineSpace in Chicago. It's not set up for that in this area. There's not, that I know of, there's not many studios in this area to do any like studio work, filming, that sort of thing. That's why a lot of us independent filmmakers are out. You'll see us out in public with our cameras and it's sound equipment and actors and that sort of thing, filming like out in the open because it's accessible. I don't know about Aurora, but in Batavia, you don't have to pay to film. You put a tripod down, you don't have to pay. You don't have to have permits or anything like that, unless you have a need for road blockage or things like that. Then you got to pay. You got to pay whatever the fee is, or whatever.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that some places will make you pay even if it's not road blockage?
Chicago.
What?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. I mean, all these big TV shows like Chicago Med and that sort of thing that are on hiatus right now because of the strikes. They have to pay whoever it is that
Right.
owns that building or the city or whatever the case may be, and get permits to be able to film in that area. Yeah. I mean, especially, think about it. If you're going to block off a road or like a series of roads in Chicago, let's say 3 city blocks long, to do a drive or chase scene, i.e. I was
Sure.
involved in
Yeah.
that with
Yeah.
the movie Captive State. You're gonna need permits and you're gonna need to pay. Hands
No,
down.
I can dig that,
Yeah.
but I was thinking like if I just, if what we're on like Wacker and Adams, I want her to walk down here, come down the street and then just take a right.
That would be that for us. It'd be called guerrilla filming.
Guerrilla filming.
Guerrilla filming. That's
okay. I thought there might be an industry term or
Yep.
something. Guerrilla filming.
Yes, that's filming without a permit.
Okay.
Basically, filming without permission, that sort of thing. That'd be like if you wanted to film a scene in a Las Vegas casino.
That would be
Yeah,
pressing the line. That's
guerrilla filming. I know of a filmmaker that did that, and he didn't get caught, which he got lucky. But there again, in these casinos, there's people with cell phones and stuff like that,
Right.
Taking pictures and stuff. So,
Right.
That kind of masks probably the overall production of it. Of course, the bigger the footprint, the more questions you're going to get asked.
Right.
If you're just filming with a cell phone or a small camera, you're probably not going to get questioned much. Like the scenes for Evil Lurks, the news reporter scenes, we filmed in 2 locations in Batavia, and we had cops drive by. They didn't say anything to us. There was one of the 2 scenes we filmed on a side road out there, and we ended up having an audience standing behind the camera. And when I would yell "cut," you'd hear applause. I'm like,
Really?
okay. I didn't know we were live all of a sudden.
Like that's kind of cool. Yeah.
It was cool. I didn't have to pay for that.
Right.
It also helps to build relationships with the business owners in that area, and I did that. There's a tea. It's called the Tea Tree, a place that sells tea and that sort of thing, and an Italian restaurant in that area and a martini bar. So I built up relationships with the owners, and that helped out because if it was caught in the background and they said, "Oh no, you can't use that shot," you got to either find a place to reshoot it or blur it out and post. And
Who wants to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to blur something out in post is not the easiest thing to do.
Okay. Well, it's interesting. So when we went to here's why I ask. Recently, we went to Chicago and Pilsen. We're at the Tacos and Tamale Festival.
Oh.
I got the camera, the tripod, the whole thing, like the news camera, the mic set up. My boy's out there doing his thing, and it's the big rig, and the police. There was like a couple officers, they're just milling about. But when he saw us like doing our thing and setting it up and plugging it, like he made a point to like come and hover. Like he was hovering as if I'm about to give him the mic, and he's hovering. And so my boy's like, "Are we all good?" And he kind of looked kind of inquisitive, but since he didn't say nothing, he had the Terminator shades on.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, he would have told us to move by now if we weren't. So we just hit record and did our thing.
Yeah.
But I noticed that like he was hovering. He hovered. Every time we set that bad boy up, here he comes.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything. There was no tickets, no citations issued. Went great. But I did wonder, were we potentially doing something that we perhaps needed a permit for or should have been, whatnot? We had the wristbands and the whole thing. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah. In that respect, he could have been hovering more. He could have been. There could have been a couple of things. Like one I'll hit on is he could have been hovering to just out of protection, to protect you and the assets that you had in your hand.
True.
That could have been the case. In a festival situation, that's a totally different situation versus actually, setting up props and stuff like that,
Right.
that kind of thing. But I've seen all these videos online about this, this guy traveling the country and, standing up for First Amendment rights and things like that. And, in public, there's there's no expectation of privacy. So
Right. Exactly.
And so, I mean, the officer was probably, I would, on a positivity note, I would like to think he was just there to be kind of like a stand-in bodyguard kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're carrying around thousands of dollars worth of equipment.
Right.
So,
True. Yeah. Like, let me make sure this brother doesn't get jacked.
Yeah, exactly.
Appreciate that, officer. His name is Officer Bradley. I'll never forget. All right.
Yeah.
Tracy Duran is here. Good morning to you, Tracy Duran. The time is 8:32 a.m. Okay. Another quick break. I have these workshops I got to tell these awesome people about. As you guys know, because you've been watching the show for quite some time now, Good Morning Aurora endeavors to give you guys great information and let you know what's happening out there. On your screen, you will see that there's a Getting to Know Your Credit workshop coming up. It's going to be Tuesday, August 15th at the Aurora Public Library's downtown Santori Branch, right across from Society 57. 7:15 to 8:15 p.m. And then the Spanish version of this in person will be from 6 to 7 p.m. So a little bit earlier. What is a credit score and why is it so important? This is brought to us by the City of Aurora Public Library, the Neighbor Project, and the City of Aurora's FEC Financial Empowerment Center. You don't need to register or anything like that. Just feel free to come on out there and show up. Next is the budgeting workshop. That's going to be August 14th, and that's going to be 77 South Broadway. That's the big, huge City of Aurora building that's at Benton and Broadway. This is presented by the Power Women Group, P.O.W.E.R, and budgeting and other different financial tips and tools will be at your disposal there. This event is free and open to the public. So please feel free to check that out and come on out and learn something with us. Okay. And then the next thing I got to tell you guys about, First Fridays are coming up. It's going to be this Friday, and I have the list. I have the list of things going on to tell you guys about. I'll dig you a couple. So If These Walls Could Talk is going to have live art at the Stolp Block Party, bringing artists working live in different disciplines for patrons to learn and enjoy. And they'll also be selling their original art. That's from 6 to 10 p.m. Nolan Gallery has Dulce Havana and Stillness exhibitions, wearable art, pure skin solutions. Aurora Historical Society has on the first floor Here Comes the Bride exhibit, wedding fashions from the 1850s to the 1970s. And then third floor is going to be the Citizen Beige event. Art Bar, Two Brothers, Why Am I Like This? Sergio Furniture has Katrina's Aurora. And Zen Loft Wellness Center has Late Night Open Jam hosted by Mo Pippi Music. Musicians of all ages and styles and skill levels are welcome. Ballydoor has margarita specials. And Tavern has live music by Michael Rawls. Really good stuff. What you got planned this weekend, Aaron?
I'm gonna hopefully try to relax.
Okay.
Well, tonight more so directly is open mic night at Comedy Vault in Batavia, so I'm gonna be out there. Hopefully not bombing.
Do you always go to those?
Yeah, I started doing this about a month ago. Just like, okay, yeah. I saw a friend of mine that is doing it. He goes, "Yeah, you should come on out." I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, and my first experience was unique because I was on stage and I noticed like the lights kind of wrap around the perimeter of the stage. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's where you can't see the audience and either how beautiful or ugly they are. I don't really know the whole thing behind it, but I did it and I thought I did okay. And I put the video up on my TikTok and it has over 1,000 views. I mean, it doesn't sound like much considering all these people on TikTok have like millions and things like that, but got to start somewhere.
Right.
So, I mean, that's where I put all my humorous stuff. I think it's funny. I mean, other people might roll their eyes and shake their head like this.
So the Comedy Vault.
Comedy Vault in Batavia, yeah. Wednesday night, yeah. It's free to get in, 2-drink minimum.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Where were you born and raised?
I was born in St. Charles and raised in partially in Lombard, but mostly in Batavia.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Grew up in partially Lombard and then Batavia and then joined the Navy. Navy came first, right?
Navy came first, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
What's your best Navy experience?
Where do I even start? I mean, the whole entire experience was awesome for me. It was a lot of fun. I mean, there was one low point, but that was not due to me. It was due to some other sailor that, decided he needed my money more than I needed it, and took it from me.
Yeah.
And, he wound up in the brig for 15 years. So
Yikes.
yeah. Yeah, they don't play. You know that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And neither in the service or the brig.
No. I would like to say, just living in South Carolina, being in the Navy was phenomenal. It was a slower pace of life. So, like, when I was given a task to do on board the ship, and I got done within like a 4-hour time period during the day, and I came to my superior, and I'm like, yeah, I got it done. Like, already? It was supposed to take you 2 weeks to do. I'm like, he goes, where are you from? I'm like, Illinois, Chicago area. He goes, that explains it. I'm like,
Nice. And what kind of ship were you on?
I was on a guided missile fast frigate.
Okay, FFG.
FFGs,
Yeah, me too, man.
Yep. Those ships are all decommissioned.
Yeah.
Now, I was on board the USS Carr. FFG 52 is the whole number, and yeah, I loved it. They were known for, as you probably already know, they were known for being a surface submarine kind of thing. Because like you're in rough seas, guess what? That water's gonna hit the bridge and soak everything. So like most of the ship was underwater.
Right. Well, that was one thing that I didn't. I wasn't ready for that. I remember going to San Diego, and you get to the pier and you see all the ships, and it's like, holy cow.
Yeah.
And I remember when I got my orders, some of the other people were like, oh, you're going to a FFG, that's a small boy. You're going to a small boy.
Yep.
And I'm walking up, and it was the biggest ship I ever saw in my life. I was like, a small boy. What the, right? But then, aircraft carriers and LHAs and all that stuff. But yeah, you feel everything on that ship. You are getting wet. Like, dude, you're getting wet.
Yes, you do. And if you're prone to seasickness, number one, you shouldn't be joining the Navy.
Right.
And number two, pray to God you get on an aircraft carrier, even though you can still feel the seas on an aircraft carrier too.
Yeah, but very, very little. Yeah,
yes,
very
exactly.
little. Nowhere near like on an FFG.
Yeah.
And the other cool thing about it too, and I bring this up for film purposes.
Yeah.
So the purpose, they say that art imitates life.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, because when I was on the FFG, I had seen, before I joined the Navy, I saw like cartoons or something where like sailors are on a boat and then the plates are like this and sliding.
Yep.
And that actually happened.
Yes, it does.
That actually happens. Like the whole thing, like your food is running from you. Like that actually happened.
Yep.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
I do wonder about some of the elements that are created in CGI and different things like that. I see what they try to do with and you're cringing as I bring this up. I see sometimes what they try to do. I see what they try to do.
Yeah.
And I think about how unfeasible it is. And sometimes what's your feeling and what's your opinion about CGI?
CGI has its place.
Okay.
And when you mentioned CGI, my mind automatically went to I don't know which which sequel it is in this franchise, but my mind went to Fast and Furious when they used a CGI of Paul Walker, and you knew it wasn't him because he was already dead.
Right.
And that I'm like, no,
they could have just
They could have done better and not even used him, or did a memory of him or something like that, rather than using CGI. And I mean that also plays into using artificial intelligence. And that's one of the big reasons why SAG-AFTRA is on strike right now, is because of artificial intelligence. They want to
explain that a little bit. Yeah, keep going. Explain that. Why is that?
Well, they what they want to do is, and I mean, God, don't quote me on this, because I mean, I'm just basing on what I've been told and what I've been reading, and what the AMPTP wants to do is scan, let's say, background actors, scan them for artificial intelligence, scan the whole body, pay them once, and be able to use their likeness indefinitely in whatever projects they want.
That is terrible.
That's absolutely terrible. I agree.
That is deplorable.
It is
the word.
It is.
That's
it is
deplorable.
Sick. It is sickening, and that's what they want to do. And I mean, obviously, pay is also another reason why they're on strike and that sort of thing, because streaming platforms don't pay the residuals like terrestrial TV. You know, like,
sure,
right. You know, the normal TV you see on satellite and that sort of thing. They don't pay the way they should.
Right.
And people can make the argument, yeah, well, the agent didn't strike a good deal for that actor, but that's not the case.
I mean, no,
it's not the case. I mean, I read an article where I don't know the platform or the show, because I'm not going to plug it. Even if I did, I would know.
Absolutely.
But
no,
the company made like close to $800 million. You know what the writer and all that they got nothing. That's not fair in my opinion. So yeah, and that's another reason why WGA is on strike, because they want a cut of what is being made on these platforms. And I mean, it's just not fair all around. I mean, and for some of these big companies like Disney and that sort of thing to want to try to break the actors, literally like break them to the point where they're losing houses and stuff like that, is absolutely disgusting. And that's what they're going to try to do.
So let me unpack that a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So if I got you correctly, because this seems even worse than I thought.
Yeah.
They want to, so you are auditioning,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You nailed it, Denzel Washington. Here's what we're going to do. Let us get a body scan of you. So whether we make Ernest Goes to Jail, or whether we make the new Forrest Gump, or whether we make Rainmaker Part 2, we don't got to recast you. We're just going to digitize you for the next scene.
Yeah, for background actors.
For background actor, right,
actors,
exactly. Yeah. So
exactly.
you will forever be background actor, whoever the hell.
Yep. And get paid once.
Who would do that? Nobody. That's why they're
nobody.
walking. Right. Yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah. And in my opinion, and from all the other professionals I've talked to in the business, is, you know, with artificial intelligence, it doesn't evoke emotion or anything like that, like an actual human being would.
Right.
Same thing with writing. I don't see where artificial intelligence is going to have a major role with the Writers Guild or with any of the 13,000 writers in this country or worldwide, so to speak, or whatever. And I just don't see how that's going to really help. I think if artificial intelligence is going to be part of the business, which it probably will, it needs to be heavily regulated to the point where you have to jump through hoops like joining the military to use it.
Right.
Because that, if you end up using that, it's going to take away jobs from, you know, people in the business and that sort of thing, and that's just not good overall.
Well, do you see a point for it in any fashion in the industry? Because you don't sound like you've seen anywhere where you would even want to have it.
I mean, I'm a stubborn man, so I am big on giving opportunity to human being actors. Yeah. You know, compensating them for what they do and that sort of thing. So no, if I were approached and say, hey, yeah, you got to use AI. If that means I'm losing a multi-million-dollar deal, so be it.
Right.
Because I mean, that's just what I believe in, and in my opinion, I don't think AI belongs in the industry. I mean, in that sort of thing. If they want AI, they can use AI to replace these CEOs that run these big corporations. You know.
That's a sobering thought, man. It's time. It's 8:45 a.m. That's a sobering thought.
Yes,
I didn't. I guess it's one of those. I never thought about it like that.
Mm-hmm.
It seems a little bit too, and maybe that just goes to show how naive I am about the industry, because it's an industry. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
I think that for me, I would never think to offer a guy a wham, just let us scan. I wouldn't even formulate that out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. It's like in the military, asking a guy to do something that you wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Example, yeah.
Lead by example. Like, who the hell would do that?
Yeah.
Plus for a writer too, because I've seen what Chat GPT, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
GTP.
Yeah.
I've seen what it can produce. My supervisor at work just showed me we were just messing around on the computer, but he wanted it to write a success story. Anne Marie is 54. She was $10,000 in debt, was in the program for 2 years. Now she bought a house. Like those 5 or 6 bullet points. The damn thing wrote a whole yada yada. I mean, it told you about after some hardships, she was able to, but as deceitful as that is, it's still not authentic. Or excuse me, as efficient as that was, it's still not authentic.
That's absolutely correct. I mean, think about it. I mean, if you were a screenwriter, I mean, because I write my own movies as well. There's like the creative process is not there when you use that sort of artificial intelligence or chat GPT, CIA, or whatever it's called. So as a writer myself, I wouldn't take pleasure in using it because it's not coming from me and it's too generic for me. It's like going to Walmart and buying Great Value. To me, it's just too generic, too cheap.
I don't know about all that, player. Man. I don't know about all that. Hold on now. No, when you see some of them prices, what, Ziploc bags or Great Value zips? I'm getting the Great Value zips. It'll hold spaghetti sauce, dog. No, $6 or $2.99. I'm all right. Cornflakes. You seen the price of some of these cereals? It's getting out of hand.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying, You got kids?
Nope.
Oh, see, I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about that 11-year-old body right there. Like, yeah, can we get the Snickerdoodle 6-pack ice cream? $12.99.
Dang.
No, we can get Great Value Neapolitan.
Oh, so you're the dad that buys a 10-pound bag of cereal and puts it in the Cocoa Puffs box.
Absolutely. That's me. Absolutely.
Dang, yo.
That's absolutely. Time is 8:48. I came to a commercial real quick because I got one more quick thing, and then we're going to start to land the plane with our dear brother, Aaron, this morning. Nick Thompson, good morning to you. Josh Algren, good morning to you. That's DJ Swabby Smooth, ladies and gentlemen, one of Aurora's most well-known DJs. He was DJing yesterday at Greenman Elementary School. That's where he was at. Okay, Tracy Duran, good morning to you. Now, here's what I had to tell you about. Let me find the flyer. Okay, here it is. There is going to be on August 5th, which is this Saturday, OTM On The Move presents Fun in the A, their 5th annual back-to-school community event. Music is by Kickin' Kenny. This is going to be at Lebanon Park from noon to 7 p.m., 1010 Lebanon Street. For donations and sponsorships and vending opportunities, contact J.L. Harris or Sherry Spears. Their number is 618-580-7716. The number again, 618-580-7716. Face painting, food, vendors, fun, family-friendly, and school supplies. This will be a humdinger of an event, so make sure that you go out there. Next is going to be the Bolivian flag raising. That's going to be this Friday as well at 11 a.m. It's the first year anniversary of Alice's Corner. Great Bolivian restaurant here in the city. Fantastic place. Brett, you've been there.
Yeah, it is so really good.
That's right. Brett took some of the homies from Q101 over there. Jorge Castillo and his wife as well. It was dope. Well, I wasn't there. I heard it was dope. It was dope, right?
Yeah, it was great.
Okay. And then last but not least, at 10 South Lancaster Avenue, our friends of Fresh Start City Church are having their back-to-school rally Saturday, August 19th from noon to 3 p.m. Free food, school supplies, DJ, raffles, and a bouncy house. All of that is going to be there for you to take part in. 10 South Lancaster, that's Lancaster and Galena here in the second largest city. All right, time is 8:51. Daniel Calderon says, enjoy the rest of your day. I think Daniel Calderon is getting ready to go to work. You too, my brother. You have a blessed day Jose Art is here. Good morning to you, Jose Art. Okay. So what's next?
Well, I have 3 more horror scripts that are in different stages, one of which is completely done, being written. It is in the funding phase, and unfortunately, due to the dual strikes, my team has decided to hold off on doing anything further until the strikes are done.
Right.
That way, we're not getting in the middle of a contract and have to revise it. I mean, it could be a budget buster at that point.
Right.
We don't want to go that route. I'm writing this, which would be, that one is titled Doomsday. The next one coming up that I'm writing right now is called Hell's Gate. That one is based on a cult. I'm sure people are like, oh, great, another cult movie. Well, yeah, that's yes and no. But, I mean, the kill scenes in this one, I'm almost positive nobody's ever seen before.
Okay.
I could describe them on air, but they're not safe for work. I can talk to you off air about that.
Okay,
I can give you a couple of examples of what I'm using in that movie.
Yeah, some people watch this show with their kids, and I'm proud of that. We didn't want them to.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to scare them too much.
Right,
It's bad enough I'm live. Jeez. Now I got another one I'm writing as well. It's another horror film, obviously, and it's kind of based around the medical community. So, and then I got another one that I'm writing that I just started writing a treatment on, and it's a drama. I know, right? I went from horror to drama, and it's based on a friend of mine's life. She has cancer, and I'm gonna take her life and write it out, not use her real name, obviously. And, if you don't fall in love with this character, I honestly don't know if you really have a soul, because this person is a phenomenal woman, and, I love her dearly because she's a good friend and stuff like that. So
Nice.
I'm gonna do her a solid. I mean, she probably, I want her to be here to see the movie, but realistically, it might not happen.
All right.
It's deep.
Time is 8:53. Well, you went to you saw Brett do an open mic. How was he?
He was good. Good time. You popped that comedic cherry, brother. I'm proud of you, man. And, if you come out tonight, you'll see me crash and burn like I do every night. Totally kidding.
I actually have something written up, but it's like the dumbest thing I've thought of.
All right.
It's funny.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. Congratulations, man. Brett's done a lot of good stuff recently. He was also at the Q101 picnic representing as well. But Brett's going out of town. He ain't gonna be here on Friday, right?
Yeah, going up to Cleveland.
Yeah, Brett's going to Cleveland with his dad on a road trip.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's what's up. So we're gonna give him a shout out on Friday.
Right
We're gonna get a boy a shout out. We're gonna say hello.
Yeah.
Say a little something for him on Friday. We're gonna a little something. We'll dedicate 3 minutes to Brett on the show. Okay. Well, the time is 8:54 a.m. As you know, the show ends on a positive note.
Yeah.
What's your message today for the people of Aurora, man?
Well, my message would be chase your dreams. That's what I always believe in. If you don't, you could end up sitting on your front porch, rocking in your chair, wondering what if. Instead of wondering the what if, just go out and do it. Because life is short, life is beautiful. There's so much to do out there, and I'm looking out the window of the studio right now, and I can actually visualize, scenes that I can use in any kind of movie, whether it be horror, drama, or comedy.
Yep.
And you just got to seize the day, man. And that's what it's all about is positivity, love, and just grabbing the bull by the horns and running with it, and never take no for an answer, and just do it.
Absolutely, man. That's a great message. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 8:55 a.m. We hope that you guys have a great day, an awesome day. Don't forget, check out Evil Lurks. We want to say thank you once again to our friend Aaron Hawkins. This is his 3rd appearance on our show. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
We've told you guys many times before, but Aaron is a good example of what we've told you. This show exists for everybody. If it's something cool, something good, and especially something positive, it always has a place here on Good Morning Aurora. So I want to say thank you very much to Aaron. He's chasing his dreams. Check out Evil Lurks. Also check it out on all of the sites as well, streaming sites.
Yes, I can rattle off a few. There's it's on Apple TV, not the Plus version. Apple TV, P.O.W.E.R, Plex. Those are the three major ones that's on right now. I mean, P.O.W.E.R, as you know, P.O.W.E.R kills it.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's a good spot to watch it. I mean, but I will say, if you want to watch the full thing, hit dismiss on P.O.W.E.R at the end for the end credits and watch the end credits because they're kind of unique.
Okay.
So,
all right. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. We'll see you guys Friday with more news, more weather, and the very best of Aurora. Take care of yourself and each other.